They all say that I just want somebody real around me. But as soon as somebody comes around with their real self, it becomes too difficult for people to handle the realness because they get a reality check of what they've been thinking, living, and whatever it may be. Most times, real people are the most hated people because, unfortunately, I'm not going to say real people are the best people in this earth, but they are open to understanding what their own flaws are because they have been face to face with people who've criticized them, who've hurt them, who've broken them down, who've been unfair to them just because they were being very real. And at a point in life, you must have hated the realness of you because your realness has caused you to lose a lot of people in your life, probably, and a lot of relationships, and a lot of hatred has come your way. And therefore, soon enough, you start to bite your tongue. But if you're somebody who likes to speak the truth and who is real, you'll always feel a sense of unrest within you because you will feel that you are not being honest with your own self, and there will be a voice eating inside that you are not being real, you're not being true to yourself. Real people keep it a buck with themselves, and therefore they keep it a buck with you. But unfortunately, when you do not safeguard somebody else's ego and their 3D reality, and you don't value that unless you see what they're bringing to the table and what is brought to the table, if it is truth, honest, and you give them your peace of mind because they asked you. And unfortunately, when you speak the truth, many people who are not ready to face that truth, they take that as an attack to their character, and because you're calling them out, they start holding a grudge against you, and their insecurities creep up because they think that you will use that against them if ever you got the chance in the future, or you will judge. People start projecting on real people, and therefore they start to assume the things that you would do and how you would respond and react to a certain situation because they would do it the same way. And therefore they start to think everything that they do in the shadows is what you are doing just because you are just too real for them. Sometimes when you have nothing to hide, sometimes when you do not have any games to play, sometimes you do not have anything in your records, nothing can be found out in your character as a flaw, and when your energy is light and it's honest, people, instead of appreciating it, some of them start to think what's wrong with you, and they start creating holes in you and in your character. And unfortunately, many relationships which was healthy and happy, where you were just being real and showing up as yourself, do not succeed. And you end up thinking, what the hell did I do wrong? And why did this relationship backfire on me so badly that this person now hates me? And everything that you shared with this person out of love just seems like a whole lie, when in reality nothing about you was a lie. But they have such blindfolds on that they feel that there is no real human being that exists, but subconsciously they keep saying that I want someone real around me, but they refuse to see that nothing about them is real. So if you want somebody real around you, just make sure that you are also ready to hear the hard truth and to also understand the life lessons that they've been through and that they are going to share with you. And that's the lens that they will see you from. And if they see some shady behavior, they will soon call you out on it. Unfortunately, many people want real people around them but are not ready to understand what it takes to be around a real person. And the real person already knows that either it's going to be a lesson for them or either it's going to be a forever partnership. There's no in between about real people because it's either black or white. Either they're the most hated people, either they're the most loved people. In my opinion, real people have a rep because weak people will leave real people calling them weak and problematic, because real people are mirrors. They mirror insecurities of people who are still healing or not even in the healing journey, who don't think they need any kind of healing. And therefore, these people who leave real people, break their morale and make them feel like they are nothing, and jump onto somebody who is weakest of the weakest of the weakest to make them feel like a real man or real woman in turn. So make it make sense, because you can't handle a person who's real around you who will tell you the hard truth because you don't feel like a man or a woman enough around them, and you feel insecure, so you go and mold somebody else into this human being, but you still don't get the same energy or the same teachings, do you? we as individuals need to be very responsible on how we approach relationships with people and what type of relationships are we looking for. Are we looking for somebody who is real on the inside, or are we looking for somebody who just claims to be real on the outside, and they may do things around you which makes you feel like, oh my god, this person is so true to themselves and they're so honest with their opinions. But many a times it's a fine line between disrespect and between being real, and they use their realness as being direct and being disrespectful. One thing you need to remember, that when you are real, you are also very direct. You don't speak in circles and you don't beat around the bush. So when people come to you with advice, they also come with a mindset that they expect the truth but nothing less than the truth from you, because that is your persona. While a lot of people may not like your realness and they may just call you fake because you want attention, that's just them being themselves and projecting. There are also some people who really respect that you are real and would really want for you to be real with them, because sometimes we all need someone who can check us. Not to say the person who's checking us knows everything, but they are also open to be checked by people because they're humble, because they don't see people as what the fuck do you know. They're like, what can we learn? And that's the difference. But they accept it gracefully. But if they do not agree, they're not a pushover and they will check you back. And that's the difference, because they're not here to make friends. They're not here for people to like them for their fakeness, and therefore they're real people. And few of them respect those real people. And the problem arises when people who do not know how to be real get agitated and do not understand why somebody who's actually checking everybody else and telling people their truth is being respected, versus them when they have so many people around them and they have all these people they can kiki kaka with. However, when it comes to respect, the level of respect a human being who speaks the truth and who's real gets is unreal and unmatched. One of my major pet peeves are damsels in distress who act like, I need help, I'm so weak, I'm so meek. But in reality, they are poisonous in nature. And this can be men as well and women. And therefore, a lot of these people who act like they are the real ones, but they are always needing help. And when you do not help them, they play the victim, pretending that how fake you are that you can't help them. Unfortunately, women and men who are actually real and have always been themselves, when they need help, not many show up for them. And they expect you to hate them back in return with the same intensity. But you just focus on people who are real in your life. And as soon as you get that whiff of somebody wanting that reaction from you, just to see that if you are being real or if you're being fake, and if they constantly want to put you in a cycle of wanting to prove your realness to them, you will never give that reaction to them and they will only keep on waiting. And therefore, because you're not reacting, they misunderstand your silence as somebody who is taking it and taking it, because in their head they are the real ones and you are the fake one, and you need to be proven of your fakeness. But more they attack, the more you don't care. And the more you don't care, the less reaction they get. And the less reaction they get, the more of their fakeness can be seen by people around them. But they will never accept the fact that they are not real, but they only keep saying that they only want real people around them. And that is where the disconnect comes in, because for you, your sense of reality and how you've always lived your life and surrounded yourself with is day, and for them, their reality is night. So for you both to come together and to ever be friends, ever be any kind of acquaintance with one another, is never going to be possible. But unfortunately, there are many couples who are still together. There are many friends who are still together. There are many family members who are still together, who discount their realness and let the fake reality of a fake human become the reality of yours and theirs. And deep inside, you may never say anything, it will eat you up. that you are a real person, you do not agree to anything at all about this partner of yours, this friend, this family member, but you keep on going until one day you explode because you cannot take the fact that you have been nothing but just a fake version of you around fake people who want to be surrounded by real people, but their sense of reality is so distorted that if you were to ever show your real self, they will not accept you, and so you think. And so you do not stand up for your own self by not being your real version of you and biting your tongue because you do not want to rub them the wrong way. Who are you rubbing the wrong way? By bursting their bubble? Aren't you helping them? Because at the end of the day, they've created a world of themselves which is of a fake reality, and they want everybody else around them to be of that reality. And when somebody else is not of that reality, it's actually good, is a problem to them. And you want to be a part of a clique who thinks like that, whose thinking is so upside down, and they've gone through life how many years thinking that way, and they will continue to go that way. And do you want to be like that? Because at the end of the day, if your real self is telling you to come out and show yourself, but if you're in an environment which really puts people down who are truly, truly real, what are you doing? Honestly, I'm of the opinion that I am really happy if somebody is being real with me, even if that hurts me, that's fine. Just tell me the truth and tell me what it is. And of course, I will respect you given what you are saying to me and what's the energy you're coming with. It's not always you being real, because I will also draw the line between somebody being real and somebody just being disrespectful because they want to bring me down. And therefore, you do not need to confuse somebody being real with them just being rude all the time. Somebody being real is them being in their own skin, and them being in their own skin makes you insecure. Then that's something that you need to check within you. And if their real self annoys you, you can cut ties with them. But you don't need to go and tell the whole world around, I cannot stand how real or how fake she or he is. That makes you look like a clown and makes you look like a hater. And we have enough haters anyways. And sometimes the truth is really hard to admit, is really hard to face. Fuck accepting the truth. And therefore, a real person who's genuinely here to uplift you has been through some shit, has heard some shit, and is still living through some shit, because they are human beings having a human experience. And if they have decided to live their life in a way where they want to be real to themselves and to everyone around them, then you better get on that journey. And if not, then get off the way. And therefore, I want to acknowledge all those people who are real, who are actually not really well liked by the society, because we have to face the hard truth that the more real you are, the more truthful you are in your being, in your words, and in how you live life, the more people are going to hurt you, because people are used to games. People are used to narcissistic behavior. That's why they call this world the devil's playground. And many will not even accept the fact that they are actually starting to embrace certain sides of themselves which they probably never noticed before you walked into their life. And even if they never own up to the fact that you were the reason why they are now becoming a better individual, they are becoming a better individual because of you. So please be yourself, and please do not surround yourself by people who do not want to accept your realness. I'm happy that you cut them off, and I hope you continue to cut people off who do not really appreciate your realness and would rather be surrounded by fake people who will enable their fake reality. Let them live their life. Let them have their world. There is no match. There will never be a match. But people like you are rare. People like you need to be respected, and I truly respect you. I love you.